Today's lesson, Online Drawing 5, Lesson 3, will be about drapery and fruit or vegetables, depending upon what you're working with. I will be drawing 2 oranges, 3 clementines, and 2 napkins that I've sort of scrunched together in my still life to look like drapery. I've also lit it from one side, and I will be using just black and white materials for this assignment. I'll be using a pink pearl eraser, a kneaded eraser, smudge sticks, charcoal pencil, and Alpha Color pastel chunks. I begin with my charcoal pencil and start not with the drapery but with the fruit, because I can more easily work my drapery around the fruit once I've placed it. I'm really looking to see what is different about my pieces of fruit. This one is more vertical, this one is more horizontal or closer to a perfect circle. So again, it's like the character of that particular piece of fruit. I want to make sure that I put that in, that I think as I'm drawing it, what the difference is between these two. So my horizon line is right beyond the top of this orange, so I'm just going to draw that line. And it, of course, is where the drapery falls over, so it helps me create the diagonals that I'll need to show where the drapery is. And because the drapery is a support system for the main event, which is the fruit, I start by putting my value in around the fruit so that I can make sure that at least those areas of dark are in the correct place before I continue them out. Now at this point, I'm going to put in a dark background, which is going to help me figure out how dark the foreground parts have to be. I'm doing it lightly. And if you get it too dark for some reason, you can use your blue eraser or kneaded eraser to blot. All right, I'm going to go back into the oranges. They are going to have the highest amount of contrast in the composition. The drapery is a support for that. So when in doubt, make sure you have your widest range of values in your subject matter. I'm going to break my chunk so that I have a smaller piece. Because my fabric is white, there will be occasional reflected lights. So the area right below here will be dark. Then there's a reflected light bouncing up. And then there'll be the dark on the side of the clementine. It's important to mark out your brights so that you don't cover them up, because we're working on white paper. You want to have the white paper shine through wherever you have a reflected light. And again, you can blot if you think it's gotten too dark. And before finishing the background orange, I'm going to check and see whether or not the area around it is light or dark, so that the background can support the foreground. So it stops being dark around here. By the time it makes the bend, the inside is darker and the outside is lighter. And the final cleaning up of the lines. If you see extra lines that are not necessary, this is when you get rid of them. All right, so that gives you an idea. I did make a very general background, mostly just to show the edge of the table. And the edge of the table, it should change in some way, darker to lighter, or lighter to darker. And you can use your blending stump or your finger to create a gradation if you do not want to make the entire area behind really dark. It's just it should be attached to, and the dark line should be attached to either up or down. All right. Have fun.